Today I'm trying out blogVault, and some of the reasons that persuaded me to give the free trial a run is the test restore feature. Sounds intriguing to me, that I can actually make sure my restore should work. And finally, after reading through the frequently asked questions here, this also caught my attention. That only the delta or the changes from the day before are seen. So that does beat things like my Green Geeks account manager, where I can configure in WHM a daily backup, but it's going to be the whole 2 gigabytes plus. So I'm going to go ahead and try signing up for free now. So on blogVault, I'm going to point out one more thing from their main webpage. If you click on plans and pricing, we can see the different price points. So I looked at some other backup options for blogs, and they did seem to, some had 2 gigabyte restrictions, and others had, did not have daily differential backups. All right, let me just go ahead and give this a try. Why it has a WP at the end, I'm not sure. Let me try it without it. Okay, so it's warning me it's going to charge $9 every month to my account. So let's go ahead and set up PayPal payment. Success, it says $0. And return to their site. So I'm using a standard WordPress blog. It happens to be hosted at Green Geeks, which is a VPS provider. But any WordPress database should be compatible with this offering. We're just waiting for the dashboard to come up here. So it looks like I've got a little wait in store for this main page to come up. Once it comes up, I'm thinking I'll probably be clicking the Add Site button to go ahead and tell it my FTP or SFTP, hopefully, credentials for my site. To go ahead and do a test pull or backup of my entire site. Curious how long that'll take for about 2 gigabytes. Okay, instead of waiting around much longer, I think I'm just going to hit the home button. Let's see what it's actually, before I do that, it says install a plugin. So it's trying to give me some sort of hint that I'm going to have to put a plugin on my page, which of course makes a lot of sense. But, that's a really long wait. Okay, let me click the home button. All right, there we go. So this is what it was supposed to show. Okay, using my WordPress login credentials. Excuse me, my WordPress blog login credentials. I'm now giving this a try. Auto install failed, so it looks like I'm facing a manual install. Probably not a big deal at all. Okay, we're going to search for the name of the plugin. I'm going to search for the word blogVault on my installed plugins page. A little strange that they don't have one. So in my case, I downloaded the plugin, add Lou, and upload. Upload a plugin in zip format. Okay, installing it now and activating it. Okay, blogVault has been installed, so I can click close here. We just hit refresh on this page, and there you go. It knows the plugin has been installed. All right, what's next? If we look at the plugins page, there is no interface that I can see from the usual place, which would be under Tools or Settings. So all of this plugin settings, all the plugins settings are set right from this interface. Just going to hit refresh here and see what happens. So it says 0 of 42 tables synced so far. We have a backup now button. Add site, upgrade, and affiliate. Okay. Before I click backup now, I want to click on settings, see what it says. All right, there's very little to do. Very simple. Click history, it's going to show blank. And this intrigues me, upload to Dropbox. Kind of hoping there'll be an auto upload. I have not watched any videos of anyone else doing this yet, although I did quite a bit of research before trusting this company. All right, I'm going to click back up now. I would like to check VPS workload. So as we do a backup here, obviously that's going to take a while with 2 gig. I did not need FTP or SFTP credentials. I'm trying to see if there's memory or CPU spikes going on. Nope. Naturally, there'll be a gigabyte, 2 gigabytes of surprise traffic, so there should be a spike on bandwidth usage. Seen shortly. Okay, it's now 8 a.m. and I'm just going to let the screen sit for a while and see how it goes and how long it takes. You'll notice it did have an automatic backup time, and the next one's scheduled for 4 hours from now, which would be noon Eastern time. Not sure if that's what it would normally pick, but we'll have a look at the schedule a little later, after this first backup is done. Okay, I'm going to pause recording the video now and resume when something interesting happens. Okay, here we are about 18 minutes later, and it looks like we're about a third of the way there, a little more than a third. Why it says 0.56 gigs skipped, I'm not at all sure. Maybe at the end it'll say something. There we go. Cache files. Okay, I like that it's telling me exactly why. So we've got the tables, and then we also have this progress bar. So I'm not really sure the significance of that. Let's see if traffic is spiked on my VPS, virtual private server. Yes, it has. The load is still not a big deal. Memory spike, not a big deal either. Unless it continues to go higher, then it could become a big deal. All right, let's go back to this screen and pausing recording the video again until the end, or near the end. I resumed recording because the table sync seems to be almost done, and then there'll be a whole lot of files, photos, media to sync next. There you go. Looks like it's almost done with the tables. So we continue to wait. Did a webpagetest.org test on my website, and my time to first byte and my overall page load time does not seem affected while this is going on. So that is also a good sign that this is not having a significant impact on folks visiting my site while this backup is underway, which is rather important to me. All right, pausing the video again now. Okay, it looks like it finished now. Just something to point out, just quickly peeking in it as I go about my workday, and yeah, we started around 8, so less than 3 hours. Maybe there'll be a log that shows me how long it actually ended up taking. Also, before, I was actually FTPing to my workstation, tying it up and using its bandwidth. Now I'm not. It's out at their site, the backup. Okay. If I hit refresh in this site, let's just see what happens. It showed 100%. It's still showing 100%, of course. Great. I can actually download the backup, which I like that. Test restore. Let's see the history. So had I not clicked the first backup button, when I look back it was already doing its first backup, I believe, in the beginning. So just pointing that out. It's about 3 hours ago, it finished a complete backup. Upload to Dropbox. That sounds appealing. And auto test restore also sound appealing for me to try. Notice it's showing 2 entries here. I guess that's probably because I clicked and manually started a backup. Had I not done that, it probably would just show 1 entry here. Alright, let's go ahead and do a test restore. I thought maybe that would give me the option to restore that somewhere else. I don't really know. Let's see if this gives me a little more information. Not getting a lot of information at all on the restore process or how that works. Let's have a look at the impact on my VPS, my hosting service. Obviously, we're going to see, again, a lot of traffic for a little over 2 hours there. It's taking a while to bring up, but this worries me, test restore, scheduling. Is it actually going to do a restore to my site? And what if it doesn't go well? So I'm going to hold off on that. So it seems to let me cancel that immediately, hopefully without any side effects of any sort. No. It's not really canceling. Yeah, I'm not so fond of that. Okay. Looks like I'm stuck with a test restore. Back to bandwidth here. 6, 7, 8, 8:30. Okay, well, spike in traffic. Mild spike in load. Really not a big deal. And I guess whether I like to or not, I'm doing my first test restore. Once I finish that, the only thing left to try would be maybe 2 more things. Maybe a download backup right to my local machine and a Dropbox integration test as well. Now, of course, we didn't ask to download anything to the local workstation, so there's very minimal Ethernet traffic going on. It's not like I'm restoring or anything locally or downloading anything locally. This is all server-to-server based stuff going on here. I do wish it was a whole lot more transparent about the test restore, and let's try a little Google here. Okay, we restore the backup data temporarily on our servers. Close replica, or very close. That's good. That's what I wanted to know. Plugins, yep. I can agree with that. Probably gonna take an hour or two. And it keeps Google from seeing it. Okay, that I like. All good signs. All right. So I'll return to this when it's done. I'm going to pause recording this video now. All right, looks like it finished. Seems the progress bar may have moved faster at some point based on the rate I was seeing, because I checked on it only about 20 minutes ago, and I think it was 3/4 done. Anyhow, that's okay. It will be automatically removed in some time. Okay, so it finished the test restore. Let's go ahead and access it. Wow. Hovering my mouse. Wow. t2.blogvault.net. So it's doing its thing. Let's see if we actually look at a file there. Where does it live? Yeah, WB content under blogVault. So even my discuss comments, widgets. Okay, Google style. Let's see, ads are missing. That's okay. That makes sense. So this was good. That was a complete success, I would say, for testing the restore. All right, hit refresh here, see if anything changes. Nope. Click in history again. Let's see if it logged that I did a restore. Nope, that's just about backups. I believe that's not going to be possible in the free version. Is that what just happened? Let me hit back arrow. Just click the home button. All right, it seems the Dropbox button is just flat out not there. So I was kind of expecting it to ask me, do you have an existing Dropbox account? And what are your credentials? Instead, I guess the button went away. Okay, well, 8 things to click on. I clicked on most of the ones I was interested in. Install plugin you saw me do. Download a backup. Forgot about that one. Let's do that now. Oh. So the one from June 10th, 11:55. We can download everything or just the backup of the database. Let's just do the default, everything. Okay, it's probably getting a tar or TGZ. It's zipping something. It's making an archive, excuse me. And once it's done with that archive, I'm assuming it's going to prompt me, hey, where do you want to save that file on your local hard drive? And then pull it down at whatever my data rate is in my home here. That's what I'm assuming. Not really sure. I'll know soon enough. So we'll let that finish. And I'll resume recording the video once that is made some progress or completed. Now it's a minute later, and yeah, we already have it reporting 18% progress. So I was just a little more patient, letting it do its thing. I would have had better luck. We continue to wait. Okay, a few minutes later, it's ready to download the backup file. And of course, that's going to take a while. If we look at Windows 8, we have a handy download speed meter. My internet connection is about 30 megabits per second, so it's only using maybe 1/10 of that. So that really is going to take over an hour at an average of roughly 4 megabits per second. So now we just wait that out. And I'll resume recording the video when that is done to confirm roughly how long that ends up taking. This should be from their site. I looked around on blogVault, and there's a bunch of security articles. Here's another one that talks about where it's stored. It's actually on Amazon S3. Okay. So I just want to point out it's already on a robust infrastructure. Moving it to Dropbox would just be yet another copy. All right, resuming recording once the download here is done. Here you can see the file. If we hit F5, we can see it refresh and grow in size. So now we just wait. Let's get that clock back again. Okay, pausing now. Okay, so it's looking good here. If we hit refresh on the almost 2 gig file, hitting F5, maybe not so good. So we're getting a warning on the download. Saying kind of quarantine the file, it seems. So it's saying zip you shouldn't be opening. But it worked. Okay. So all my files are inside the zip file. The zip file did finish downloading, and it's just under 2 gig in size. So that test is done. So, looking through all the icons, we've tested this one, tested test restore. We did backup now. We've done history. Let's click it again. Okay, looks like it did a second backup. Back arrow, back to there. Auto restore. That would be only if I have a disaster, though I really want to do that. That would be the ultimate test to make sure everything restores right to my live site. And migrate to another internet provider. And then finally remove all the files. So yeah, it appears that Dropbox button has just disappeared. But again, that's okay. The only other buttons we haven't played with would be at the top if we want to add more sites. If we want to add more capabilities. And an affiliate link. All right, so 4 buttons up there, 8 buttons over here. We are apparently done, really. Help and contact. All right, there's our help system. Okay, our help system basically just launches another web page. Whoops, let's go back to the main page and click on contact. Okay, there's an email form. And then finally logged out. Let's just close up with a look at the different options and prices. Okay, save to Dropbox is supposed to work on my plan. So not sure what happened there. But maybe only when you pay. Right? I haven't even paid yet. I'm still in that trial period. I did provide PayPal information. PayPal did send me an email. Let me point that out and show you what it looks like. So when we kicked off the backup at 11:51, it sent me an email right away, allowing me to click and download the link. But I was already downloading at the time from right in the browser, so I didn't really need to use that email. And finally, a look at other options. So looking at this nice little article, it gives you some comparisons. I went through these, and I went to look at all the other ones. And I didn't see any that did daily differentials that'll greatly reduce my impact or a competitive price. So, sorry, daily differentials to reduce the impact of my VPS provider, my virtual private server. That interests me, as well as a decent price. There are lots of WordPress plugins that will work from right inside your WordPress install. But again, I intentionally wanted to try a different approach that kind of cloudifies much of the work needed. And since I'm only doing daily differentials here going forward, one would think those are going to be quite quick. All right, we already know bringing up those stats takes a little while. Let's go back to the blogVault history. And about 2 hours ago, there they are. The Dropbox button shows up. So that's the only functionality we didn't get to show. So it's 2 gig. But I don't see any Dropbox button anymore. Strange. Let's try that again. So I'm pointing to a different download, a different backup. Still not letting me shove it up to Dropbox. Okay, this would be chat. All right, so if I want a second complete copy, or actually a third in this case, we got this thing on Amazon. We have it on my local hard drive, and we could have a third copy on Dropbox if we wanted. It's the only functionality I can get to show in this first blush, unrehearsed live video where I did an actual test backup of my system and a test restore. Hopefully you found this video helpful. I'm going to go ahead and log out now. Right after recording the video, I realized I didn't even bother to really try the help system for the Dropbox question we were looking for, why it failed. So look at that. Type ahead works. Drop down. This looks like a likely answer. And there you go. That's why it failed. So, okay, a little rough in the user interface. It probably could have told us that rather than just kind of jump back to the home page and not say anything. So that'd be a future refinement kind of thing. Not a deal breaker in my mind. So I think overall this exercise went pretty well. Naturally, it takes 2 or 3 hours, about an hour a gig in my case, to deal with my, a database and a website of my size. So this should help others get an idea of what it'd be like to kind of kick the tires on blogvault.net. And if you have a 2 gigabyte site, it's going to take you 3 or 4 hours to finish really testing this and getting confident. Also good that it hasn't charged my credit card yet. My PayPal recurring charges will start in a week. Okay, so again, thank you for watching and for visiting tinkertry.com.